Greetings, beloved. It is good to be with you today. I'm James Henry, and today is a day for sacred reading. We've been working our way through the first letter of John. Today we're in chapter 4, verses 1 through 3. Sacred reading is predicated on the belief that we can listen to a text from a sacred text and hear in it echoed for us what Spirit is trying to say to us right now, in this moment, in this place in our lives. What we need to hear now is available to us. It might be found in a word, an image, a phrase that we find in the midst of the text itself. And if we listen closely and from the heart, something will ring true to us and speak to us. It's not about trying to find what the original intent of the text might have been when it was written. That's a good point of Bible study and perhaps of preaching and the like. But in this instance, it's about bringing ourselves as openly as we can and trusting that Spirit can speak what we need to hear right now, whether it be a word of encouragement, whether it be a word of rebuke, calling us back into place because we're a little off base. All of those kinds of things are what we might hear in the text. If we listen closely, something will ring true. We let go of all of the other concerns that in this moment, we bring ourselves into this moment. We're not living in the anxiety of what might be coming next. We're letting that go for just a moment to kind of hear, maybe in this moment, what we need to hear. So on that note, catch your breath. Let's listen together for a word from the Lord. After I've read it, you can turn it off and figure out what it means to you, or you can also remain after the pause, and I will share what I heard in it, if that is of interest to you. So let's listen together for a word from the Lord. My much loved friends, do not trust every spirit, but test the spirits of the prophets to see whether Creator sent them, for there are many false prophets who have gone out into the world. This is how to know whether a spirit comes from Creator. Every spirit that says Jesus, the chosen one, came to us as a human being is from the Great Spirit. Every spirit that does not speak of Jesus in this manner is not from the Great Spirit. This is the spirit of the false chosen one, the one you have heard was coming and who is now already in the world. It's hard not to echo back to what the writer must have been meeting when he wrote this. But the idea that we need to listen carefully to all the messengers who come into our lives, bearing a tiding, to listen carefully and see if it echoes true within us. Now, I don't want to echo true just in the echo chambers of what we've already decided is true. So often we come to everything. We let the algorithms of our feeds on our various social media tell us what we want to see, and the thing that we see reinforces the thing that we already believed. It's a wonderful way to stay in one framework without ever being challenged or having the opportunity to at least push up against things that and people that look at the world differently than us. It's important to kind of see for ourselves if what we are hearing measures up, if it seems at its deepest level to bear witness to the ultimate truth. Now, the measure that's given to us in this particular text is anyone who says that Jesus, the chosen one, comes from the great, from Creator, is sent by the Great Spirit, and those who don't, who purport to be messengers in a superior way or distort the message that came from Jesus, is perhaps false in their message. So I encourage you to listen closely to the messengers that come your way. I am just like everybody else in the sense that oftentimes I would rather just echo the things that I'm comfortable with, that I already believe. It's so much easier. And particularly when someone else comes at me with a meme or some kind of oversimplified truth, at least from their perspective, it's so much easier for me to just either get on board with it or say, oh, that's just full of it. I think that's the truth for all of us. And a real measured approach is to listen and realize that almost everybody who tells us something, particularly on Facebook, is looking for likes. The same thing is true in other social media as well. They're looking for likes, for to be seen, to get acclamation for what they have to say. And it's less about maybe what's true than it is about wanting to be liked, wanting to be embraced, sometimes wanting to spread disinformation. And that is about Jesus or about anyone else. So clearly we all come from different places. But I encourage you in the same way I really am trying to encourage myself in this moment. I felt that I needed to be reminded to really measure what comes to me, the messenger and the message, and seek to know whether or not it is true. And some things I can just let go because it doesn't matter whether they're true or not, they're just there. And some things seem like I need to respond in a light-filled way. So discern the spirits of the messengers from whom you are receiving the various messages in your life. And rather than just in a knee-jerk way, resist and push them away, or embrace them like they're the best truth you've ever heard, perhaps measure them. Are they true? Are they kind? Are they necessary? Those are good questions to ask. And I encourage you, do sacred reading on your own when you get a chance. Choose a text, read it to yourself aloud, and see what it says to you. Maybe read it more than once so that the echoes build up. And don't be surprised if you hear something you need to hear in that moment. Until the next time I see you, I wish you all the best.